And sometimes what seems like end is just the beginning of a new chapter.
It's okay to keep pushing. You have a choice to be happy, right?
It doesn't matter if you're crawling as long as you keep it moving. But if you're even on the ground crawling, it's symbolic. You're still moving toward your passion. Today she is successful. That's very powerful.
The doubt from family and friends kind of led her to her own self-doubt.
In life, sometimes it pushes us to our passion.
Most people don't know how to handle rejection, and then they just give up.
To keep going, knowing that, okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, that wasn't a good time. That wasn't a good situation. It's still feel like a setback. But knowing the other end, that if we just keep on going, that at the end it's going to be something great. It's going to come about. That's making the choice of like, we're not going to give up.
Hi, everybody. Hey. Welcome to another episode of the SOS podcast. I'm Vera.
I'm Grace.
I'm Katina.
And we are together the
Starting
Over Sisters.
So today we're going to actually focus on a topic of adversity and obstacles. So thank you for joining us on this journey.
Let's talk about the definition of obstacles and adversity. So obstacles means something that blocks you so that movement going forward or action is prevented or made more difficult. Adversity is a state or instance of serious or continued difficulty or misfortune. Today we are going to have, Katina's going to share a story that touches on both adversity and obstacles.
Thank you, Vera. Yes. Hello again, everyone. We're so glad you're here to join us on another segment of SOS. So yes, as Vera stated, I do want to share with you a story of a friend that started over after like a major setback. Just exploring the hurdles she faced and overcoming adversity and obstacles along her journey. So this young lady, she was working in this same corporate job for over, a decade. It was a well-paying job, but it didn't fulfill her needs, as she would say. She woke up every day feeling like something was missing. Her true passion laid inside of fashion. That was her true passion. That was something she did as a hobby, just putting pieces together because she loved fashion. So one day, everything kind of changed for her. The company she worked for went through a major reconstruction and she was laid off. This was the obstacle she never anticipated. She faced a lot of obstacles, along this journey, meaning, obstacles like financial pressure, the fear of the unknown, and a hit to her self-esteem. So those were some obstacles that she kind of had to work through as well. But the safe path, for her would have just been to find another similar job, you would think, to get back, to get back on track to what she was used to having. But instead, she looked at it as an opportunity for her to pursue her passion, which was in fashion. So of course she had to step out on faith, because we always talk about stepping out on faith.
Yes.
So she decided, taking that leap for her, it wasn't easy. She faced countless obstacles. And I know we can all name, just by me telling just part of that story, some of the obstacles that she did face, if it came down to cutting down on all her non-essential expenses that she used to, be able to do, go get her nails done, you gotta cut that stuff.
Right.
She had to tighten up that budget,
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of all of that, in order for her to move into her passion, she felt like, well, I need to enroll into some type of fashion design course, which was both time consuming and challenging, as well. Because now, she's much older, and, she's looking at it as, now I have to compete with a much younger, fashion savvy individuals that are in that course as well, because she's older. Now you got a lot of young people that's in that same course. So you can imagine how that made her feel as well. But she faced, some criticisms from other people around her, her family and friends worried about her financial stability. Sometimes she felt overwhelmed and she kind of doubted herself, at times. There was that fear, and we always talk about, we can't let fear play a part of that energy.
No.
Right, but she didn't. She didn't let these, obstacles deter her. She used them as a fuel to push forward. And that's basically what we have to continue to tell people, to push forward. Every night after her classes, she would work on projects. She would slowly build her own portfolio. She did face rejection, but each one taught her something new. And just kind of fast forward as of today, this young lady, she have established her own, herself as a successful fashion designer. She's not only making a living out of her passion, but it's more fulfilling, and she's happier as well, and she likes to share her testimony, with people, because it's very powerful. And it was her journey, and she reminds us that while starting over can be fought, with obstacles, but it also presents an opportunity for growth or for following our true passion. And sometimes what seems like an end is just the beginning of a new chapter, for a lot of us. And that's the way she had to look at it. So when you talked about, her different the obstacles, which was some I already mention, I mean, is there any other obstacles you think that she probably, had to kind of, face as well, besides, like I said, tighten up that budget, cutting down?
Yeah, I think it was a choice. If you really look at it, it's the choice of, we have a choice to be. I believe in a firm believer that happiness is a choice, right?
Yeah.
And that she made that choice. A lot of times when things happen, it's on a job or different things, sometimes it's like a push. And using that as a fuel is very powerful. You can go left or you can right, and that is that choice. You're in the middle of the road saying, let me choose. I'm going to choose something that's going to make me happy, because it is a choice at the end of the day. So that's very powerful to know that we do have that choice as an individual, like to say, it may look like a risk. That can be adversity, and you were saying with the age and everything. I think a lot of that come all with that with age, and you start thinking about the self-doubt. We become our own obstacle, right? A lot of times the worrying, everything, the what if, in the land of the what if becomes an obstacle. Right. So it's so powerful in that story that at the end of the day, it was a choice that she made, and that takes a lot of courage that's already in us, right?
Right. Right. Like you were talking about the obstacles that she faced, and I think that we as women especially, us being the nurturers, the caretaker people, and knowing that our bread and butter of a career, or actually bread and butter of having a job, and that being taken away from us, and knowing that it's okay to keep pushing.
Yes.
As Ray says, you have a choice to be happy, right? So she could have just sat there and let it knock her over, but she followed her passion. And as Katina said, she stepped out on faith. And that's a part of the obstacle, is stepping out on faith.
Absolutely.
Stepping out on faith.
I agree with that. A wonderful, our famous Dr. Martin Luther King, it was something that, it was a quote, and I hope I don't mess it up. I know it was basically, he really shared it, like, it doesn't matter if you're crawling as long as you keep it moving, right? So,
yes.
And that always stuck with me, because no matter if you're crawling, maybe you tripped, right? tripped and fell pretty much. It just was something that gave up on certain things, kind of got in your way, obstacles or adversity. But if you're even on the ground crawling, it's symbolic. You're still moving toward your passion, and that's the story that you shared, Katina. That really is symbolic, because no matter what, she kept moving. Today, she is successful, and
Yeah.
that's very powerful.
Yeah. So when I look at, when we talk about adversity, with this story that she shared with us, losing her long-term, job, that you're used to having unexpectedly, brought immediate financial pressure and,
Yeah.
some uncertainty, to her. I mean, this situation was her primary adversity, her, challenging her sense of security and facing, forcing her to rethink her career path. Just losing this job and then just kind of overcoming, doubt. She faced doubt, not only from her doubting herself, but from family, from friends, that's right. Which I think the doubt from family and friends kind of led her to her own self doubt.
Oh yeah, which is very common. It's starting to be common.
Very common. Say that again.
It is.
Say that again.
And this internal, negativity was more of an emotional hurdle, she had to overcome as well, reaffirming her own belief and, making her own decisions about, what she decided to do. But also think about, her age. I know she didn't give her age, but I know she was much older when she talked about having to be in a class with, more younger generation, right. She's so as she enrolled, in this design course, she faced the challenges of being, older than most of her peers, and having to catch up with, like the new technology and the new skills, your age and the skills present both a more psychological and a practical challenge,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the thing is, a lot of it starts in the mind, right? If we can push through the obstacle of our mind, that's the barrier there. That's the barrier, and it takes time. So to pull those things down, I'm very proud of what she's done, and it's encouraging and inspiring to us. When we go through things in life, sometimes it pushes us to our passion. It pushes us to saying, wait a minute. Sometimes those things kind of put things in our hand. It's the way we see it, right? It's our perspective. Like, you know what? I can either take this way or this way. But and I think at the end of the day, it is a choice, and we have to know that we have the choice to follow our passion. If there's something that keeps gnawing at us and that keeps like, man, I want to do that, but is it logical? It's okay if it don't make sense. But guess what? It's always a new day the next day. If we look at it like it's not the end today, every time the sun rises, God gives us a new mercy every day. I mean, if something messed up today, if something failed today in our own eyes, it's going to be another chance.
Right, because she had to deal with like multiple, rejections.
I can imagine.
Right, something new. So most people would, most people don't know how to handle rejection, and then they just give up. But instead, this was a passion, and so each rejection really tested her perseverance and her self belief.
Absolutely.
Challenging her to learn from failure and be able to still endure it.
What would you guys say, like, we've all encountered adversity in the walks of our lives. So, like, what would y'all say in reference to the adversities that we have faced in our lives in different facets? But let's just talk about the adversities that we have in just doing this, right? Like us doing this podcast, right? Okay, let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it, right? Like the obstacles that we have overcome to be sitting here talking about this right here, right now. Like, nobody know that we've been talking about this for more than a year, right? Like
Yeah.
we had to overcome our own
Mm-hmm.
self-doubt,
Right.
our own, second guessing
Mm-hmm.
and revamping the whole thought process of what we wanted to do originally and all of that. And as both of you guys have said, it's a thought process, but it's also a part of you pushing forward.
Right.
So much more comes from just keep on going. Because just as you said, the what if,
Yeah.
you'll never know if you just kept on what if it.
Right.
Absolutely. And that's the main obstacle and adversity that us as women and what we had to actually go through with our journey.
Yeah.
As women, naturally, we're thinking about things. We're thinking worried about things and this and that. What's going on? How this is gonna look? But it's amazing because how God made us as women. When you think about the 9 months of pregnancy, when you think about the birthing season, it's the unknown. We don't know,
Right.
but we know that there's something that's there that we're supposed to do, and there's something that's supposed to happen no matter what. We know even through the birthing process, whether it's contraction, that's obstacles. We know, but something on the other end is gonna come.
Right.
So when we look at it like that, even with us with the podcast, which is such a blessing to be able to share with others, to keep going, knowing that okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, that wasn't a good time. That wasn't a good situation. It's still feel like a setback, but knowing the other end that if we just keep on going, that at the end is going to be something great. That it's something that's going to come about. And that's making the choice of like, we're not going to give up. And that's how we have to continue to encourage each other as sisters, as, humans in this world. We can keep going. As the sun go up, as the sun go down, there's going to be another chance to start over.
Yeah.
That's right. You're absolutely right, Grace.
That's some beautiful stuff.
That is.
That's some beautiful stuff.
So we want you guys to really think about the story that Katina shared, and with us. What are some obstacles and adversity that you guys had to really share? That you guys had to share, and how did it change your life? And we want you guys to give us feedback. This is very much a journey for both of all of us.
So if you have any questions, comments, or you just want to share, drop us a line and we'll talk about it. Because we are all about starting over sisters, and we are here to support one another during this journey called life. We're going to do it together. Because no man is an island. We're together.
That's right.
So, until the next time, sayonara, adios, arrivederci. Be with you. We are not far from the next one. So thank you for listening to our podcast today. And we look forward to seeing you the next time. So until the next episode,
we are the Starting Over Sisters.
Later, guys.
Bye.